What if you could navigate life's toughest challenges with the ease of a seasoned sailor, transforming every conflict into an opportunity for personal growth? Welcome to a journey that will alter your perception of conflicts forever. Today, we delve deep into the age-old art of conflict resolution, a skill as old as humanity itself, and yet one that we often find daunting. But what if I told you there's a philosophy that offers practical tools for this very purpose, a philosophy that's been around for over 2,000 years? From the bustling markets of ancient Rome to the boardrooms of the 21st century, join me as we unravel the 9 tricks for fast conflict resolution. First up is understanding what is within your control. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has much to teach us about conflict resolution. Stoicism encourages us to distinguish between the things we have control over and the things we don't. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine a line drawn in the sand. On one side of the line are the things you can control, your actions, your responses, your thoughts. On the other side are the things you can't control, other people's actions, the weather, the passage of time. In conflicts, it's easy to get caught up in trying to control the uncontrollable, but that's a recipe for frustration and wasted energy. The Stoic approach is different. It's about focusing on what you can control, like your response to the situation. By focusing on what we can control, we can navigate conflicts more effectively. Next, we have the Stoic trick of embracing the obstacle. Stoics, you see, regard obstacles not as daunting dead ends, but as gateways to growth and discovery. It's like finding a boulder in your path. You could lament its presence, or you could use it as a step to elevate your perspective. Now, let's apply this to conflicts. Imagine a disagreement as that boulder. Rather than viewing it as an inconvenience, see it as a chance to learn, to grow, to understand another's viewpoint. It's an opportunity to challenge your beliefs, to refine your arguments, to deepen your empathy. The Stoics teach us that every obstacle carries a lesson, and every conflict is ripe with potential wisdom. Embrace them, engage with them, grow through them, transform them into stepping stones on your path to self-improvement. Conflicts, like obstacles, can be transformative if we allow them to be. The third Stoic trick we have is practicing objectivity. In the realm of Stoicism, objectivity is a prized virtue, a beacon that guides us through the fog of our personal biases. It implores us to see things as they are, not as we perceive them to be. Imagine a conflict as a painting. Personal biases are like tinted glasses that distort the colors, the lines, the essence of the painting. Objectivity is removing these glasses, allowing the true hues and shapes to come to the fore. In the arena of conflict resolution, practicing objectivity is akin to stripping the conflict down to its bare bones, removing the layers of personal feelings, preconceived notions, and emotional responses. It's about recognizing the facts, the actualities, the realities of the situation. When we view conflict through the clear lens of objectivity, we see its true nature. We can identify the real issues, the genuine grievances, and when we understand these, we can address them more effectively. With objectivity, we can see the true nature of conflicts and address them more effectively. Fourth on our list is the use of negative visualization. Now, this might sound counterproductive. After all, we're often told to think positively, aren't we? But here's the catch. The Stoics understood that by imagining the worst-case scenario, we can actually reduce anxiety and promote action. Think about it. If you're embroiled in a conflict and you spend some time visualizing the worst possible outcome, you're essentially preparing yourself for that outcome. It's like a fire drill for your mind. Once you've lived through the worst in your imagination, the actual conflict doesn't seem so daunting anymore. This technique also promotes action. When we're anxious, we tend to freeze up. But if we've already faced the worst in our minds, we're more likely to take the necessary steps towards resolution. In essence, negative visualization doesn't make us pessimistic. It makes us prepared. Negative visualization prepares us for potential outcomes, making us more resilient in conflicts. Our fifth Stoic trick is practicing voluntary discomfort. Now, this might sound a bit counterintuitive. Why would someone willingly seek out discomfort? But let's look at it from the perspective of resilience building. Just as a muscle grows stronger through exercise, our psychological resilience can be bolstered by purposefully experiencing discomfort. Think of it as training for the mind, preparing us for the unexpected hurdles that life throws our way. In the context of conflict resolution, this practice can be particularly useful. It can help us handle the discomfort that often accompanies disagreements, reducing the fear and anxiety that can escalate conflicts. When we become comfortable with discomfort, we are better equipped to stay calm and composed, even in the face of heated disputes. This level-headedness can make all the difference in navigating conflicts effectively. So the next time you find yourself avoiding discomfort, remember, it's an opportunity to build resilience. By embracing discomfort, we become better equipped to handle conflicts. Our sixth Stoic trick is living according to nature. This principle invites us to live in harmony with the natural world, and more importantly, our own nature. But what does that mean? Well, it's about understanding and accepting who we are, our strengths, weaknesses, and the way we inherently respond to situations. In the context of conflict resolution, this Stoic trick advocates for a deeper self-awareness. It's about recognizing our natural responses to conflict, whether that's defensiveness, aggression, or avoidance. It's accepting these responses as a part of who we are without judgment. Then we look at nature itself. Nature doesn't resist change, it simply adapts and evolves, and so should we in the face of conflict. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to flow with it, adapting our reactions and responses to better navigate the situation. In essence, living according to nature is about acceptance and adaptability. Living according to nature teaches us to accept things as they are, including conflicts. Seventh on our list is the practice of mindfulness. A cornerstone in Stoic philosophy, mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of where we are and what we're doing. It's about not being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around us. In terms of self-awareness and self-control, mindfulness plays a pivotal role. It helps us acknowledge our feelings, thoughts, and sensations without judgment, enabling us to understand the root cause of our emotions better. By observing our thoughts without getting caught up in them, we can keep our emotional responses in check. When we bring this practice to conflict resolution, we can see its true power. Mindfulness allows us to observe the situation objectively, without the cloud of emotions. We can understand the other person's perspective better and communicate our point of view more effectively. It helps us to pause before responding, giving us a chance to choose a more constructive and less reactive course of action. Mindfulness allows us to respond rather than react in conflict. Our eighth Stoic trick is meditating on mortality. A concept that might sound morbid, but in the realm of Stoicism, it's a practice that instills appreciation for life and helps to reduce fear. By contemplating the inevitability of death, we are reminded of the transitory nature of life and everything in it, including conflicts. Consider this. In the grand scheme of our limited time, does the conflict at hand truly matter? Will it be significant in a week, a month, or a year from now? Often we'll find the answer is no. This perspective allows us to let go of trivial disagreements and focus on what truly matters. When we remember our mortality, the fear of conflict and confrontation diminishes. We become more courageous, more assertive, and more focused on resolution rather than the conflict itself. We understand that our time is too precious to waste on unnecessary battles. Remembering our mortality can help us choose our battles wisely. Our last Stoic trick is practicing gratitude. As simple as it sounds, gratitude holds immense power and is a vital tool in conflict resolution. In the whirlwind of a disagreement, it's easy to lose sight of the positive aspects in our lives. By practicing gratitude, we consciously shift our focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. This practice isn't about ignoring the conflict or the issues at hand. Instead, it's about fostering positivity, which can create a more conducive environment for resolution. It's about appreciating the good in our lives, even in the midst of chaos. By acknowledging the positive, we can approach conflicts with a more balanced perspective, making them less intimidating. In the context of Stoicism, gratitude is seen as a reminder of our innate resilience, our ability to adapt and grow. It's a way of saying, yes, there's a conflict, but there's also so much to be thankful for. Gratitude changes our perspective, making conflicts less daunting. So there we have it, 9 Stoic tricks to fast conflict fix. We've explored the power of understanding what's in our control and embracing obstacles as opportunities for growth. We've discussed the importance of practicing objectivity, using negative visualization to prepare for the worst, and practicing voluntary discomfort to toughen up our resilience. We've touched on the wisdom of living according to nature's laws, practicing mindfulness to stay present, and meditating on mortality to keep our perspectives grounded. Lastly, we've highlighted the magic of practicing gratitude, which can transform our attitudes and soften our approach to conflicts. These Stoic principles offer us a practical toolbox for conflict resolution, providing us with strategies to not only solve fights in minutes, but also to cultivate a more harmonious relationship with ourselves and others. I encourage you to apply these tricks in your own lives. Remember, conflicts are a part of life, but with these Stoic tricks we can sail through them smoothly. Goodbye for now, and may you navigate your conflicts with wisdom and grace.